key technical challenge is trying to get enough laser power to cause this twisting of space and time.
Nerd alert!
What the hell is a gigawatt?
I'm in a difficult situation here. I mean, after all, you nerds.
Just join us, because no one's really going to be free until nerd persecution ends.
You are the questioners, the reality testers, the nitpickers. That is why you are so annoying sometimes.
You must be simultaneously a geek and a nerd. Nerd.
Greetings, geeks and nerds. How are y'all doing tonight? I've never done that before. I've never done the greetings, geeks and nerds part of Geekbeatradio because normally our intrepid host Rob is the primary host for Geekbeatradio, and he usually does the greetings, geeks and nerds part and gets the show going. I, on the other hand, am Donut Shoes. You may or may not know me. Hello to everybody out there. Welcome, and thank you for joining this very somewhat impromptu revitalization of Geekbeatradio, something that we haven't done in a very long time for a myriad of different reasons, which maybe we'll get into later. Rob is on his way, though. He just got out of work not too long ago, and he is going to be here shortly. But in the meantime, I am joined by Anthony, also known as Hang On Get Ready. Most of everybody in chat here will be here because of what Anthony started. And that thing is called Chip for Change, presented by BitCrushed. Anthony, thank you for joining me today. Community is really such the best part about like everything that chiptune is, in my opinion. It is I'm someone who is involved in organizing other kind of community efforts, such as Kickblips, which is the project that me and 3X Blast have organized for the past few years of chiptune covers, and we've fostered a really cool community of folks on the Kickblips crew. And then you and I both share, I believe, the shared interest of setting up shows, chiptune shows, and fostering communities in our, locally to where we are. When was the last show you threw? You've thrown shows, correct? I'm getting that right. Yeah. Oh crap! Oh my god. Okay, hold on. How did that? 1 second. It had to be something, folks. I knew that I was. I see what happened. Okay. Absolutely chiptune moment. Ugh. Okay. Okay. You try now.
How are we sounding?
We're here now.
Can you find folks hear me now?
Yeah. Oh my god. So embarrassing. Let's restart. Let's restart stream. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Anthony, I'm going to reintroduce you because we totally missed exactly what you were saying before. That was my fault. Had to do with OBS not understanding which Discord window name it was supposed to be focusing on. That said, once again, Anthony, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. As I said before, shout out to everybody in the chat, both those just tuning in to listen, those who are artists that contributed to the project, Stemage and Nate for doing the art and the mastering, in reverse order, respectively. And it's like I said before, it's a community effort, and without everybody, this wouldn't be happening. So thanks everybody for coming and participating.
Absolutely. To circle back to what I was just saying, when was we've both thrown chiptune shows before. Can you tell me about? Do you remember the last time you thrown a chiptune show and and felt that community live in person?
Yeah, I think the last time we did a chiptune show in Buffalo was right before 2020, when everything kind of went sideways. Got to get back to it. It's on the list. I do miss doing them greatly here, and you were actually scheduled to play the one that was supposed to come next.
I know.
If you remember.
I do remember that. Yeah, we were
had the poster made and everything.
Oh my God, that's so wild. And then, everything went a little bit sideways at the start of 2020. And so, it is what it is. Similarly, the shows that I've thrown in New York City, Bitrot, we've been a little bit on a hiatus from doing Bitrots, even though I believe at the last show I kind of told the entire audience there that we were going to be doing this. We were going to be doing Bitrot quarterly, and then we proceeded to not have any more shows. But that was because me and my collaborator Nada both got extremely busy all of a sudden, and then not too long after, Nada moved out to the Midwest, which makes throwing shows in New York a little bit difficult when your collaborator moves away.
It's pretty tough to plan from there.
But that said, that I would also personally like to get back to throwing shows, getting Bitrot back together. Nada and I have been kind of conspiring about things like doing either URL shows like on Twitch or on YouTube or something, and also maybe the possibility of a Midwest chapter of Bitrot. We shall see.
That would be killer.
So, once again, we're still waiting on Rob. Haven't heard from him yet. He's, I'm sure, on his way back. He's probably driving through the hectic streets of Boston right now. But Rob will be joining us at some point tonight. In the meantime, why don't we talk about Chip for Change and specifically this album. Can you speak to what spurred the action for you to start to come back to Chip for Change and start Tenacity?
It's been since I think 2020 was the last one we released, and it's been a while. And the last 5 years have been kind of tough. Things are, normalizing a bit, but it's been a weird bunch of years, I think, for a lot of people. The chiptune universe itself has slipped away from at least my fingertips a little bit. I kind of drifted into other things and was doing a lot of life stuff, and I kind of wanted to feel around and see who was where on everything. I just kind of lost touch with people and wanted to reconnect. So then the election happened. So
right.
It really kind of kicked into overdrive the importance of being together and kind of, getting through this, whatever challenges we're facing, as a community. There's no reason why we can't rely on each other if we're feeling down or if we need to push or if we need to pull each other through. So I kind of wanted to remind us as much as everybody else, we're not going anywhere. We're going to get through this, and there's no reason to think this is where it's all going to end, because we're not going to let it.
I couldn't put it better myself. Surely the last kind of couple years have been especially trying. But I even think potentially, as shaky as everything feels right now, even kind of in a more recent sense, things feel like there's something brewing that feels at least moderately normal and good or exceptional in terms of, kind of the hype that I know a lot of folks that are, listening and tuning in might have felt early this month.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a bit of an awakening in that way, where people are starting to see, I don't know, the forest for the trees and see actually what's going on. So
yes, absolutely. And I think that that is a good pointer to talking about why Chip for Change does what it does and who it benefits, and how important it kind of feels right now to be, supporting a group like the ACLU.
absolutely.
Do you want to maybe talk about like what drew you as a this like charity compilation organizer? What drew you to picking the ACLU specifically as your beneficiary?
So the chiptune universe is already such a diverse collection of people, various backgrounds, different socioeconomic statuses. It's so varied with what we're all going through. Everybody's got their own challenge, and everybody's challenge is, worth fighting for. I feel like as there have been attacks on people's rights, it's not just one group, it's across the board, and I don't want to leave anybody out if we're trying to lift all of our boats, I guess, for lack of a better term. So I wanted to find an organization and support an organization that was fighting for everybody's rights. There's a lot of great organizations out there doing very specific work, and there's a lot of good other chiptune organizations even supporting those. I think there was another Aubrey and Co. put out a compilation recently, right? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm blanking right now. I'm so sorry.
The T for T.
Yeah. So like, I wanted something a little more general that spoke to everybody. Not that there's anything wrong with going on a specific route, and I've considered it for different compilations for this, but it's just one of those things where like all of the rights under all of the attack all of the time like that, we can't afford to leave anybody in the dark, at least in a general umbrella sense for this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That's the one in the link. And I love that these things exist. I love that everybody's coming together, pooling their resources, and we're supporting these things. If we're not lifting each other up, it's in 2 weeks. I apologize. I thought it was sooner than that. I thought it was already out. I can't wait to hear it.
Well, you can pre-order it right now if you're looking to. I mean, we're here for one specific chiptune album, but there's another great chiptune album that is benefiting Trans Lifeline and Mermaids, which are both incredible causes. So if you've got a little bit of extra moolah tonight, don't just put it towards Chip for Change. Throw some towards Chip T4T, because it's all benefiting both humanity and chiptune's role in it.
Just spread the love. We all deserve human rights. Like I think that's such an obvious statement to put out there, but like it seems to be one that other folks need to be reminded of, particularly people in power. So that's what organizations like this do so well, is they advocate for these otherwise marginalized and disenfranchised groups that don't deserve that sort of treatment in society at all. So the more we can help support each other, the better. And why not get some awesome tunes while you're doing it?
Absolutely. In fact, while we're just talking about these other kinds of great communities and movements and specifically charity compilation albums, I'm just gonna go ahead and plug a couple others that I think people should be privy to. Firstly, the music that was playing at the very start of the stream when people were filtering in actually came from Continue Continue Comp, which there might be some crossover between folks on this album and also on Continue. That is a chiptune compilation album that benefits. I'm not sure what this was definitely. See, what year was that? 2020. So Continue Comp. There were two Continue Comps. One of them was benefiting mutual mutual funds for bail for during the Black Lives Matter protests, I believe, is what Continue was for. And I'm not sure exactly what if you buy this album, I'm sure that money will go to a great place. I don't know where I don't know where that's really going right now. But that said, another compilation that I'd like to point out, which is not strictly chiptune, but there is some chiptune on this record. This is one called Cloud Crew. I'm sharing these in chat for those who may be listening and wondering what what I'm talking about. A group and community that is a Discord community called Cloud Crew, a more digital fusion kind of community. There is some chiptune on this album, though. This one is called Dusk for Dawn, Wham 4. Wham stands for Weekend Album Multiplayer. It is a kind of like music jam, kind of like a game jam, an album jam, if you will. Where a bunch of artists get together and make an entire album in a weekend. And all of these, all the proceeds from these records have been benefiting Zebra Youth, which is an organization that provides services to LGBTQ plus youth. And especially, I think it might specifically help a lot of folks in Florida, which is where they're based out of. At any rate, there's so many great charity albums to spend your money on and feel good about, and in return you get such sick music, amazing music.
Yeah, great charities, great causes, great work by the artists. How do you go wrong?
How do you go wrong? You really can't. This has been a very central part of especially chiptune, I would say, in especially if you like going back to like the start of the pandemic. There have been like URL shows, online shows that have been collecting donations and supporting different charities here and there. It is a part of what we do because, I think, again, to go back to the sense of community, we have such a strong sense of community in the chiptune scene. I feel like that, we naturally feel like we want to give back and we want to, move things forward in our society. So maybe that's a great place to leave the ramblings and
let's throw some jams down.
I think it's probably time to play some jams. So yeah, we're gonna get started with the music. I'm going to move it over to our music scene in a second. I believe when I switch the scenes, our mics will automatically be not hot anymore. I'll see. Doesn't matter.
Chiptune moment part 2.
We'll see. We'll see. I suspect there might be a handful of chiptune moments throughout this stream, but that's the charm of it. Okay.
It's all fitting.
So without further ado, we are going to move on to Chip for Change, Tenacity, starting with the first track by Petriform. Let's go.
Let's go. Are we hot? Testing.
And we're back. Wow, chiptune. A little bit of chiptune in it. That was the first quarter of Chip for Change Tenacity. We heard Backline by Petriform. Fantastic. Refuse by Scramule. That is a Scramule of Zaku fame, of just kind of being a rad keyboardist fame. And then we also had Luminous Core by Llama, straight out of Finland. Love Llama. Keep Going by Poil. Fun fact, Poil's first ever show was also a show that I played in Paris back in like 2019, I think it was. It was at Kawaii Cafe, and I'm almost certain that was Poil's first show, which was fantastic. I believe Poil will confirm this with me. And then, of course, lastly, we heard Axe Bomber by Pulsing, who also, I believe, if I'm understanding correctly from Facebook, Pulsing leads a double life as a wrestler, which is super hella rad. I did get and artistically. Oh. I believe somebody's just potentially joined up with us. Rob, are you there? Oh my God, he's here. What? You should be able to hear Rob. Let's see, can I? Oh, Marley's here as well. Hello, Marley. Let's see, I can. Let's see, you're a little bit loud, Rob. They can't hear Rob? They should be able to hear Rob. What the? Hold on. Yeah, because it... Oh, I can't... Do you know what? I know why. Hold on. One moment. One moment, everybody. One moment. It's because OBS hates Discord for some reason. Let's see. We couldn't hear anybody. No, it was my mistake. Now everybody should be able to hear everybody. Once again. This is user error. This is Donut Shoes being a really bad host.
Aubrey with the nail on the head.
Yes. Every second we get closer to chiptune. Ugh, man. All right. That was because, for weird reasons, just me being a bad host and not using OBS to its fullest potential. That was the reason. But, okay. Now,
welcome to Rob.
Welcome, Rob.
Hello,
now everybody can hear you. You're a little bit peaky. You're a little bit. Are you on your phone with your holding your phone with your shoulder?
Well, here's the thing. I am using $12 headphones from Five Below.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
And
they really got to change the name of that store.
I don't know. Yeah, they really do. And I don't know if they're working, if I'm speaking through the phone or the headphones. I'm hearing you through the headphones, and you guys sound great.
Do you know what, Rob? I'll say this. Your audio quality on your mic sounds like $12 headphones from from
And
Five
you know
Below.
what? Better to have you than not.
Oh yeah.
They had $2 headphones.
Oh,
You know, could imagine what they would be like.
right.
I'll try. You know, I have other headphones, and one of the fun side quests we could have during this album release party is me trying different headphones.
Yeah,
I like the metagame here.
I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Simple side quest. I'm not trying to derail anybody. We have an agenda here, and it's music. But yeah, that might be a fun side quest. Hey, how are you guys? This is an exciting thing that's happening here for more than one reason. A Chip for Change album that I want to hear all about and how it all came together and all that kind of stuff. But also Geeky Radio, if you haven't noticed, had been on sort of a hiatus, a slight hiatus. But here we are, being thought of to bring you music. And Ethan's at the helm tonight, and I'm just here on the phones.
Yeah, you know what you missed, Rob? A couple things you missed. One, I did play the theme song. So that was extremely nostalgic, and I also got to do the honors. One that I've never done before, if you believe it or not. I've never done the Greetings Geeks and Nerds opening.
Oh wow!
To Geekbeat Radio.
Well, I'm pleased I'm pleased that you. If there's anybody who could be at the helm, it would certainly be you.
I will say this momentous occasion was immediately thwarted by the fact that, like us coming back from a musical break just now, I did not have Hang On Get Ready's mic going to stream. And so we had about maybe like 2 minutes of conversation with everybody in chat being like, I can't hear them. So, but in the Geekbeat Radio tradition of the show being about the show itself, I think we've just hit that talking point of talking about the show and the troubleshooting of the show that we're currently doing on air to our audience, which is great.
Geekbeat bingo board.
Dude, how did we never make a Geekbeat Radio bingo? That's gonna happen.
I'm looking at the chat, and I love seeing names in the chat. A lot of people that I love on the chat. Hello, Glenn.
Yes, there's a lot of great folks in the chat. Friends on friends. Speaking of, I think Rob gave us a good segue that I very perfectly sidetracked off of. Anthony, we should ask you about Chip for Change and its inception and how it started and how it came to be what it is today.
Yeah, so you would probably not be surprised to hear that the 2015-2016 transition was a little bit of a dark time for me personally, and I don't think I'm alone in the way that felt. So I remember kind of hanging out, being worried about a lot of what the future held, and in my conversations with people around, both in life and in the chiptune community, game dev, whatever, we were talking about, what's to come and what are we running into. And as we keep bringing up the ACLU, I think it's worth noting, but like, they really protect against the things that a lot of people were concerned with. So I wanted to do something with our talents that would bring good and support that, because it's again, we said it before, but it's all about staying together, being together, pushing through together. And if we can, make any kind of a dent in what was to come and sort of what has been coming, I think the better for everybody, really. So it was just an organization of like-minded people to try and do good and keep things within our power and use what we have at our fingertips to push forward.
Absolutely. It maybe isn't, I don't know, it's maybe uncouth to talk about like the money side of things, or maybe not, but because we're talking about benefiting charity. What sort of over the years can you kind of speak to like this like the monetary like contribution
Sure.
that you've made to like the ACLU, like
Yeah,
how it's kind of evolved, or I'm very curious, especially about like what happens when like a charity album comes out and then a bunch of people buy it all at once, and then that's a very easy kind of like lump sum to then be like, wahoo, here you go, ACLU. But like, do you see like sort of like a trickling in of like people finding the album much later, and then having to like re-up donations or something like that?
So, as is to be expected, something like an album release brings in the most amount of money the quickest. So I'm assuming that we'll have a pretty decent shot for the next couple of weeks to month. I post all of the financials as we get things and donate them on social media for everybody to see. I always want to make sure it's transparent. I don't. If anybody has a question ever, I'll always bring up the records. It's never come up, but I would have no problem doing that. It should always be in the purview of everybody to know what we're doing with the money. So every time I make a donation, I make a post. Blue Sky is where we're mostly at these days. Follow us at bitcrush.bluesky. Whatever. But I think we've brought in over $2,000 so far over the last bunch of years. I do regret not having another compilation between 2020 and now, but I'm hoping that the momentum of this one will push us forward to one maybe a little sooner, so we can kind of keep a more regular cadence going with the amount of money we put together, because it's been good. Like when we're pushing and people are aware of us and we're all working together, money comes in and we send it out. Like it's a really good arrangement. So I'd like to keep that going. Posts coming soon as we get money in. But I think as of the beginning of the show, I think we had 13 sales already during pre-orders. I haven't looked to see what's been going on since, because we've been doing this, but it's moving, man. People are into it, I think, and that's before hearing most of the tracks and only the title track, 3X Blast's amazing, very longly titled, which I don't have in front of me right now, track.
Yes, we will get into
I
that.
love being part of the economy. It's what I was born to do.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I didn't have that on the tip of my tongue.
I think it's important to mention, though, that regardless of whatever dollar amount of donations of purchases generate a donation amount, it doesn't matter, because there's a strong chance that some of these people might not be apt to have made any type of donation that day, and
Yeah.
your music compilation is giving them an opportunity to donate and entice them to part with their money for a better reason than just a coffee or a convenient sandwich that they didn't want to make themselves, and that's what these kinds of albums cost, right? That there's something you would think of to spend on just some food without even, and maybe not even finish it. But now you get music and you get to give to a good cause.
And
What's better than?
it's important to note too, like, it's not just about the money. Like, I want the music to make people feel something, the community feel good, feel like the title of the album is supposed to be what we're inspiring, and it's loose, the artists follow it as much as they do or don't want to, but I think it gets to the point. The music is pay what you want, because it really should be about not just the money and the ACLU, but making anybody who gets their hands on it feel like they're not alone going through whatever they're going through in life. Like, we're here all in this together. So if just downloading the music for free is what you need and you can't donate or don't want to donate or whatever, grab the music. That's what it's here for.
Yeah. But listen to it, please, because this is chiptunes, and we love chiptunes. Maybe more than most people. I'm sure we love them more than most people, but chiptune. My goodness, and you got a lineup. Is this a lineup that you had? I guess are you used to
Oh,
curating
you're
potential
getting a
artists?
little choppy, Rob. Sorry.
All right, I know what happened. That's probably better.
There you go.
I can,
That is better.
the stream was playing on the same device. Tell about curating your artist list. Do you reach out to people that you maybe don't already have relationships with because you are a fan? How do you put this together? Or do you have people that know that you're putting something together and they ask to be included? I'm guessing a little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a mixture. So I always reach out to the people who participated in the previous works first, and that number has ballooned over the years to I think we started the first album had 11 tracks, and then the second one had 25. We came in at 19 this time, or 18, but I didn't feel like we were lesser for it. People are busy. So to answer the question, I guess more directly, I start with the people that we've already worked with, and then I reach out to anybody who I have come across over the years who I may not have a relationship with yet, and bring up what we do and what we're doing and see if they're interested in joining the community. And then I'm always happy to take suggestions from folks who know of other artists or have friends who are getting into it. And like I haven't ever had the need to and don't want to really turn somebody away from being a part of it. It's expressive. So like if you're putting a chiptune together, unless it's like somehow insulting and shouldn't be put out there, I will probably entertain it. So anybody who's interested, like, reach out. Like, we're happy to have you.
Totally.
Yeah, inclusion is really always the best plan, I find, with the chiptune and chiptune adjacent community, because it's always based on the people making this music. It seems that it's based on a passion for this style that we all share. So why would you want to exclude anyone? And
You're
it's
not
really
making
exciting.
chiptune unless you love chiptune.
Yeah, and it's really exciting when a newcomer is trying out new stuff, and you hear the kinds of successes. As someone who, I haven't really made much chiptune, but as somebody who played a lot of guitar, I feel like an innocence almost leads to better compositions in some cases, because you start to build expectations of how things are supposed to be or sound, or how things are arranged according to some set of rules that maybe you're trying to abide by. But as a newcomer, you really can do some exciting, unexpected things, and I think that's what
100%. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening in kind of like the newer crop of chiptune musicians. I try to stay pretty on beat with like new emerging chiptune artists. I try to keep my eye on them, not least for the reasons of I have been known to book chiptune shows here and there. But there is a lot of really interesting stuff happening, and one thing's for sure though, when it comes to this album specifically, is this album is full of heavy hitters. This album is full of people, not people I would consider not strangers to our scene. Many, if not all, our friends. And it's beautiful to see just everybody come back together. It's when it comes to like these big compilation albums, it feels almost like an online chiptune reunion, so to speak. It's cool to see everybody's names on the same album together.
There's a lot of music on this. As you were listening to it and curating the order, I remember being involved in some other compilations, some that we put out, some that others put out, and coming up with an order was something that we would struggle with. How do you approach that, or do you really think too much about it? Maybe you
Oh
just
no, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to bring that up at some point. Because I wanted to call out and thank specifically Wayne Kubiak for his help with it. Because what basically happens is I get the masters back. I usually try to wait till I have the masters back, and then I chat with Stemage about it a little bit, and I kind of throw a rough order together, and then I throw it over to Wayne because Wayne has a really good ear for flow and mood, and building tension and releasing tension and putting the songs to work in a way that, like, even though they've come from such isolated, disparate spots, they can still paint a picture when put together in a certain order. So I'll do a rough draft and Wayne will do a draft, and then we'll debate for not debate, but discuss for 2 to 3 weeks about oh, maybe this track goes here. I think the biggest hang up for this one was the ending. And 17 and 18, I think, swapped back and forth a few times. So between Ethernaut and JMR's track, and we ended up landing on JMR's track to kind of bring us home. And I think they both have their strengths in the ending spot, but in the end, I think it brings you around in a way that, if the album is on repeat, maybe it'll keep that momentum going.
Well, I guess I chose. I had not enough time really ever since you've given me the stuff to be able to listen to it from start to finish, and I really prefer to listen to an album of this type from in that way because of the fact that I think about the flow just like I asked. So I purposely waited, and now of course I made it in late, so I really won't be doing that. But I guess I can't really listen right now. Anyway, yeah. So, do you have you made any new friendships and relationships through making this particular album, or albums in the past with people that maybe you didn't really know, but then you had to work with them, so you became
Yeah,
friends?
I think probably if I call it a few specific people between Aubrey, Dia, Defense Mech, Ethan and I became close through this.
Absolutely.
3X Blast. I mean, I really could just go down the list of the artists. Everybody is so happy to be part of it and eager to be part of the community, and that's what I always love about this community is once you do something like this with someone, it's very rare that they just drop off the face of the earth and that was it. So I hear from some people more than others. I think that's true in life of everybody. So
Well,
I think to say yes in short, but it's wonderful to always be meeting new people that have these common interests and common beliefs, because where are we without each other?
I was.
well,
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, I was just going to say, thank you for doing it, because we need leaders like you to put these types of things together, because we're always so ready to jump on board as a community. That's what Ethan was saying before. It feels like a reunion of sorts when these types of things happen, and that's because, in a way, we never really all drift apart, right? We don't have an event, perhaps, or a compilation to rally around and gather together. So when things like this happen, we're very fortunate to have people like you going ahead and organizing them, and taking all this onto yourself to present something that, yes, it's about the charity, but it's also about the chiptune community, and giving it some extra life. And today, it's about this album, in the chiptune, as far as I'm concerned.
It's great.
So thank you.
I did have to abstain from this album. I was interested. I was exceptionally busy. That said, from the sidelines, I will say it was quite a ride to kind of witness the excitement and the energy that is happening in the Bitcrush Discord. Where all this organization and people sharing, their whips, their tracks, throughout the process. So it is also also encouraging, to see all that action happening, and everybody being excited for a project like this, and seeing how they talk to one another and literally form community and like in real time.
I would very much like to make sure that it doesn't take 5 to 6 years between this one and the next one. So, as always, to everybody, thank you for being a part of it. But you're going to be hearing from me a little more regularly, I think, going forward, because even if we do these every 2 years, I think I really like putting these together, and I really love the work everybody does. So if you don't mind me bugging you all still, I'm coming.
Oh, we love being bugged.
Do it. Like I said, community always needs something to rally around. Multiple projects at all times is my vote. Hey, what have you been up to musically, my friend? If we don't mind shifting the subject to you personally, I think take this opportunity. What have you been up to musically, and what do you got coming up, if not something in the past?
Yeah, I've been slowly toiling over a follow-up EP slash release for the NES EP I put out in like 2017 at this point. Nothing's ever good enough. I think everybody knows that feeling. So I've been picking the songs and curating my own little thing. There's a release coming at some point. I'm close to done. It has to happen soon. And then I have a different project under a different name where I've made a bunch of synthwave music on the 3DS using Korg software.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'll be announcing that at some point. But it's a very different sound, so I'm changing the name and we're going to treat it like a different project. But it is me, and we'll see how it goes.
That's fantastic.
Now, when you write on that, do you approach it as a keyboard player, or do you try and think differently? Because a Korg, of course, gives you the opportunity to write that way, but maybe you think of it as more of a tracker. How do you work with that instrument as opposed to your guitar?
I don't know if I can ever get away from my particular style of leads, but in terms of the backing tracks and the depth it provides compared to something like Family Tracker, it does offer me a different perspective and tool set. So it's a darker sound for sure, and it's a little angry, but it's not a bad thing.
Well, I mean, I think that synthwave stuff, really, that's a good. The darker sound is good for it. This like sort of ominous driving down the highway. I love that stuff. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that. I support that fully, and I look forward to hearing what else you got.
Thanks. I look forward to sharing it.
Yeah. We just actually, we just featured that album NES on the Chiptune Monthly publication, and if anybody listening, you also check out Chiptune Monthly. It is a monthly chiptune newsletter that me and Adam Seitz run and put out every month. We try at least every month. There was a little bit of a brief hang up, but that said, NES is a fantastic album, and I'm glad to hear that there is a sequel of sorts on the horizon. I'm very, very much looking forward to that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of the tracks live over the years, and it's just kind of coalescing into something finally that might be cohesive. So I'm overthinking it for sure, and I should have probably put out 2 or 3 smaller things, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Awesome.
Well, that's what makes you and Donut Shoes particularly exciting as performers for me. Is I'm not saying anything bad. Please don't think this at all. But adding some live aspect beyond a Game Boy or a laptop to a chiptune performance is always super exciting for me. And Donut Shoes is famous for throwing in strange side.
I haven't done it in a while, but
you have.
I would like to.
But Yeah. But either way, I know that it's in you're almost thinking it when you compose. I think like like this would be this instrument, but I'm gonna make it
For sure.
part of the general workflow.
Some
And so
people are. Go on.
no, that's basically my thought. I was just kind of rambling, but you get my point. What were you gonna
Yeah,
say?
I was just going to say some people are very good at doing the DJ style performance, and I'm too awkward to do it without something to do. I just will overthink myself into doing weird stuff. So if I don't have an instrument in my hand, I don't know what I would do up there. So it's really, as much as it's musical, it's more like if I'm going to perform this, I want to be up there busy because
Yeah.
otherwise I'm going to look like a goofball.
Yeah.
Well, I love it. I think chiptunes don't play nice always with other instruments, and so it's a struggle to make it work. And it makes it more accessible for people who don't understand what you're doing up there with your little device. And so it brings in a different type of audience, and it just everything about what a live aspect to a chiptune performance brings is really exciting to me. And so, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, it doesn't mean that I understand what's going on when someone's up there with a Game Boy. And so when I hear the sounds that they're making, that thrills me as well. But I love seeing the juxtaposition of other stuff.
I'm gonna segue
That's
us, I
the
think.
key.
Oh.
Yeah, please do.
I think I'm going to segue us. Speaking of kind of just the concept of mashing things and chiptune together, I think we're dangerously close to checking out the next batch of songs off of Chip for Change Tenacity. And your point of Rob of the way, like all the different ways that so many people incorporate many different aspects of of music into chiptune. I would like to, I think, move on to talking about 3X Blast, who is going to be our next artist that we're going to listen from. And 3X Blast did just message me earlier, right before we started, and they are, of course, across the pond, and it is quite late for them, so they couldn't tune in, but they wanted me to say hi to all the fam, including both of y'all, and also everybody in chat. And if you don't know 3X Blast is a fantastic musician, sound designer, based out of. They're from the Netherlands. I believe they're still living in the UK currently. And they're very well known for making Vocaloid chiptune music and playing guitar. Both are things that they are exceptional at. And they were esteemed, and they were thrilled, Anthony, to be the single for this album. Before we hop over to the music, do you want to quickly kind of talk about having 3X Blast's song? It's called "I Love Being Part of the Economy." It's what I was born to do. What steps led to that song being the single for the album?
Never have I seen a compilation have a lead single before, and 3X Blast was already producing a video to go along with the song, and we were talking about what the timing would look like for releasing the video and how would it go best with YouTube and how could it help the compilation. What would be mutually beneficial for both the song and the compilation. I wish we could do a video for every song.
True,
but they were able to put this together of their own accord, and it was just this awesome opportunity to do this little bit of synergy and really push forward what we were doing and what they were doing at the same time. So we tried to time the release, I think, about a week before today, and I think it went pretty well because I think the video did very well on YouTube.
I believe the video is doing quite well on YouTube.
Yeah. So I think we made the right move there. The song is just so high energy and it speaks so well to like what we do. If you had to pick one song off, it's really hard to do. But if we're trying to get people hyped and bring them in, I think this one does a really good job of being like that fishhook.
Absolutely. It also, for those listening, you should go check out Newgrounds and check out the song and the video over there because they got some accolades. They got I think both the audio and the video got front paged on Newgrounds. And I believe the video
well deserved.
I believe the video even got like a special other kind of Newgrounds shout out, which is fantastic news for 3X Blast. Yeah, it's honestly they're on the up and up in terms of the Vocaloid oeuvre, and we love to see it. So I think we're gonna mosey on over to the music screen and we're gonna listen to the next batch of songs, starting with 3X Blast's "I Love Being Part of the Economy. It's What I Was Born to Do." So we're gonna go do that. And we'll be, I didn't do this for the last break, and I got to remember to now. And we'll be right back on Geekbeatradio. All right, you guys are.
I'm at the baggage claim, feeling kinda lame. Everybody claiming some baggage, it's magic. We all mages with sad badges. Never meant damage, never saw the advantage. But the adage challenges from this vantage. Round the wagons and brandish a bandage. Dragging my feet like a dragon full on meat. Hiding in a cabin, incomplete. Mega tame domain that baggage. Ought to find that chauffeur that offered to fetch my luggage. Send it in a carriage on a banished passage to a burning cottage. I'm at the baggage claim, feeling kinda lame. Everybody claiming some baggage, it's magic. We're all mages with sad badges. I'm at the baggage claim, feeling kinda lame. Everybody claiming some baggage, it's magic. We all mages with sad badges. We have the rest of our lives to stab it out with knives. Lessen your burden, lessen your time spent in a baggage claim. Stab it out with knives, stab that baggage for your life. I'm at the baggage claim, feeling kinda lame. Everybody claiming some baggage, it's magic. We're all mages with sad badges. I'm at the baggage claim, feeling kinda lame. Everybody claiming some baggage, it's magic. We're all mages with sad badges.
The purpose of this paper is to characterize civil sabotage and to present suggestions for inciting and executing it. The contents of this manual should be carefully controlled and should not be allowed to come into unauthorized hands. Civil sabotage does not require specially prepared tools or equipment. It is executed by an ordinary citizen who may or may not act individually and without the necessity for active connection with an organized group, and it is carried out in such a way as to involve imminent danger of injury, detection, and reprisal. Always consist of acts whose results will be detrimental to the materials and manpower of the enemy. The saboteurs should be ingenious in using their everyday equipment. All sorts of weapons will present themselves as they look at their surroundings in a different light. Any communications facilities which can be used by the authorities to transmit instructions or route materials should be the object for civil sabotage. These include telephone, telegraph, and power systems, radio, newspapers, placards, and public notices.
And we're back. Just like that.
Welcome to us.
Welcome to us.
Yeah.
And there were 0 technical difficulties. I did it perfectly this time.
You really did. I'm really pleased. I feel like an excited mentor watching.
I like to
all
think
things
chat could hear us all the way and they were just quiet and they were like, let's just hear what they have to say.
Yeah. Well, we at least we kept it clean.
Yeah. We did keep it clean.
There was a wholesome conversation we were having off the air.
Speaking of keeping it clean, let's go through who we just listened to. That was a perfect segue. That made sense, and nobody has to question it. Our first track, of course, coming back, we listened to 3X Blast. I love being part of the economy. It's what I was born to do. An incredible Hatsune Miku Vocaloid track. 3X Blast plays amazing guitar and chiptune on it. Go check out the video. I'll try and find it in a little bit and link it. The video is beautifully animated. A very, for lack of a better term, Newgrounds-esque aesthetics to it. It's very, very good. Very, very good video to check out. Then we heard "Sun Touched" by Aubrey's. Is how I believe that is supposed to be pronounced. Aubrey, you can correct me if I got that wrong. Aubrey, of course, is a very esteemed member of the chiptune community. We mentioned before their work with the other chiptune compilation album T for T. And their album is coming out in 2 weeks. You can go pre-order it now. It's called Celeste. I forget what it was called. Celestial T4T. I'm googling. Celestial Circuit is what it's called. I'm going to link it again. So go check that out. Amazing album for an amazing cause. We also heard Beanox's Baggage, which was very delightful. I loved the interesting vocals, all around interesting sounds. Beanox, of course, doing really cool stuff in homebrew, like NES gaming, I think, these days.
Was that the last track?
That wasn't the last track. That was the third. That was the second to last track. But I wanted to ask Anthony, are you aware of like the kind of stuff that Beanox is doing?
Yeah, I believe Beanox has been working on an NES port of Orange Island.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's public knowledge, and if it's not, then I didn't sign an NDA. So, but I'm pretty sure they post about it.
Yeah. But they also have other cool games.
Looks so cool.
They also like build. They have like these. Beanox makes these like incredible.
The
Bleepler. I have to say, last MagFest I picked up a Bleepler kit. That I still have yet to put together. I'm looking forward to spending the time to throw down some solder on that thing and get it put together. But y'all should check out the Bleepler by Beanox. What's his company called again? Do you recall?
Low Blast.
Low Blast, yes. Go check out the Bleepler by Low Blast if you're interested in like a little DIY kit. Soldering a little beepy boy. They're really cool. And then the last track. Were you gonna say something?
I was gonna say everyone who would potentially be listening to this show right now would want that.
It's so cool.
Like who doesn't want a Bleepler?
Who doesn't want a Bleepler? It's one button. It's one button and one knob, and it goes and the knob changes the pitch, and the button plays the beep. And then the other thing you can do with it is it has a little like piezo speaker on it or something. And the other thing you can do is you can cover the piezo with your hand to like mute it a little bit and do like a little bit of a wah wah kind of situation to it. It's so cool. I love it. I'm gonna build mine very soon. And then the last track we heard was Simple Sabotage by Net Nomad. God, Net Nomad is.
I particularly enjoyed that one. Now, I finally found a way to listen that wasn't messing up my ability to talk. But yeah, that last track, really, I thought that was great. Net Nomad.
Net
Good
Nomad is
also no stranger to building kits.
I was going to say,
and
yeah,
instruments.
exactly. Building interesting projects. I don't know if Net Nomad has iterated on his electronic wind instrument project recently, but it's something that I've always had my eye on, always tried to keep in my peripherals, and also at the same time, Net Nomad's just like a Sega Genesis wizard when it comes to making chiptune, and so it's so cool to see him on this record as well.
Yeah, and I'm going to call out the Buffalo connection because there's so few of us here in the city, but Net Nomad also local to where I'm from, so it's nice to see Buffalo chiptune going strong.
You know what? I did not know that. Buffalo is a chiptune hotbed that I am still awaiting to visit. One day, go Bills! Yes, this is go Bills! Go Bills!
We're gonna revive that show.
It hurts a little for me to say go Bills because I really want to say go Birds.
You're allowed to say go Birds.
Okay.
Better. They just won the Super Bowl. Also, I like
the Bills are kind of crushing it right now, though, aren't they? I forget.
Oh, they just got smashed. Last night,
never mind.
Let's not worry about it.
Let's not worry about it. No, we love regional sports references here on Geekbeatradio. We've entered the sports talk section of Geekbeatradio, the segment we always have every episode.
Yeah, but I also do have I do want to know. You just talk about Buffalo, and someone says "Go Bills." What else? What else we got in Buffalo? What else is good?
NHL, we got the Sabres, but they're not good. The Bandits, in terms of the city in general, food. Buffalo is good for food. It's not just American style food. There's a large refugee population in Buffalo, so your options in Buffalo are wide. It's a really good food city and underrated for that, I think, nationally. You'll hear that from some people sometimes. Also, I think the architecture here is pretty good too. It's not as big or voluminous of a city as somewhere like Philadelphia, Boston, New York. It's a smaller size city, but there's a quality here to the buildings that I think is missing from newer builds.
Is everyone as nice as you in Buffalo?
Say what?
Is everyone as nice as you in Buffalo?
Sometimes.
Good answer.
Of course, there is other chiptune Buffalo friends. Of course, Dan Mulcannon, he's in Buffalo, and that's I've exhausted the list of people that
SB3
I know.
As well.
SB3 is also from Buffalo. That's correct. I forgot about that. SB3, incredible saxophonist. Kind of pivoting more towards visuals these days, and also I believe SB3 put together a some kind of like art book where they like bought a ton of secondhand Game Boy cameras and dumped all of the existing photos that were still in memory on them and turned them into like an art book. I believe that was SB3 who did that.
The book is called Lo-Fi Memories, and it's on my shelf behind me. So definitely still out there. I don't know if it's still for sale, but he definitely did do that. And still, maybe once every 2 or 3 months, will send me an eBay listing for a very rare gold Game Boy camera and ask if he should buy it.
The answer is always yes. You should always buy the Game
Boy 100%.
100%. But also, they should just dump the memory off of it and save that, and then redistribute or resell the Game Boy camera to the masses, because we should not be hoarding this technology. We need to spread it wide. But speaking of the Buffalo regional things, right? Here on Geekbeat Radio, we often talk about regional foods, and one of our favorite topics, of course, is regional pizzas. Does Buffalo have a regional pizza that you can describe?
So Buffalo is a very proud pizza town. Doesn't get the love it deserves. There's no like crazy Buffalo like pineapple and walnuts pizza or something, but Buffalo has a style that's somewhere between New York and Chicago, where it's a thicker crust, um, and there's pizzerias like everywhere. So I think maybe because of wings, like if you get bad wings in Buffalo, they're probably better than wings elsewhere. But pizza's not far behind buying wings, so there's a lot of options in almost all of the neighborhoods. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything crazy local. Maybe Nomad can chime in if I'm forgetting something, but it's just a lot of pepperoni pizza. You can get all the toppings, but like I love Buffalo pizza. I know I'm biased. I grew up here. I live here. I like pizza elsewhere too, but for me, this is home is where it's at.
I hear you. I am partial to, of course, the regional pizza in my area, which is in fact New Haven pizza. New Yorkers can get stuffed. New Haven pizza is where it's at. So I will die on that hill. But really, the reason we talk about pizza on Geekbeat Radio is because of Rob and Rob's, frankly, unhealthy obsession. I would call it, Rob, with Boston bar pizza. Could you kindly, Rob, tell the audience about Boston bar pizza?
Well, I'm happy to, and I'll have to start by correcting you slightly and reminding you that it's actually called South Shore.
You're so right. I'm sorry. I am literally I egg on my face. You're so right. South Shore bar pizza is what it's called.
Yeah. Now there's some argument about where it originated, but most people say that it originated in a place called Cape Cod Pizza in Brockton, and it's these small pizzas. Like imagine if you ordered a small pizza, right? It's like 10-inch frisbee, slightly larger than a frisbee size pizza, very thin, cheese to the edge with usually sauce on the edge, and they call that lacing. And it's usually a cheddar mozzarella mix. When I took, who did I take? When I can't remember who it was, I'll recall. But when I took someone to eat it, who wasn't from Boston but from the chiptune community, they said that they're like, oh, it's like a grilled cheese but pizza, and I was kind of sad. I was kind of sad at that description. But Ethan, I have to say, and as much as it pains me to say this, I will admit it on air. New Haven pizza is really great, and I really didn't want to. A guy that a good friend of mine, Salty Sound Guy, we all know him from Chip Space. He is from Connecticut, and he always raved about the pizza, and I didn't want to like it. And then I went to, I don't remember what place, but I was on the road, and I went there, and it was amazing.
Did you? But, was it Frank Pepe's?
I don't know. It was a random spot.
Understood. Okay. Frank Pepe's is not my favorite. A lot of people they want to get New Haven pizza and they go to Frank Pepe's, and I'm like, that's how it's like when you go to Portland and you want to try like Portland donuts, and everyone's like, oh, you got to try, like the whole world is like, you got to go to Voodoo Donuts, but everybody that lives in Portland is like, don't go to Voodoo Donuts. You got to go to this.
We have that with wings in Buffalo too.
Oh, really? Yeah. He's like, you got to go to this like spot that's like a mom and pop place. That's where you're going to get the best donuts in. Like the Voodoo Donuts is where all the tourists go. You don't want to do that. That's my opinion about Frank Pepe's Pizza if you're coming to New Haven and trying New Haven pizza. If you're gonna come to New Haven, Connecticut, and you're gonna try pizza there, you got to go to Modern a Pizza or you go to Brick Oven Pizza, and that's all I'll say on the matter.
Drop the mic.
Yeah. Well, look, I think there's enough room for different types of pizzas to be king. And certain days I would really want to get New Haven style, and certain days I would really want to get the South Shore bar pizza. I'll admit when I sometimes are over in the area of the Boston Garden, and they have like a food court, and they have a pizza. That's the name of the place. Which I don't understand. Can you explain that?
Okay. A pizza. Okay, this is. I'm gonna type it in chat so people know what we're talking about. A pizza.
Yeah, because I don't know.
It is a when you go to a pizzeria in Connecticut, often you will come across the place is called. So like I suggested that if you go to New Haven pizza, if you go to New Haven and you're going to try New Haven style pizza, you want to go to Modern. Really what I mean is you want to go to Modern a Pizza. The name a pizza, it's just a weird historical thing, Rob. It's a weird linguistic historical thing. It has to do with a kind of like like an Italian dialect, and I'm not Italian and I can't do it very well, but it comes from the term abizza, and it's essentially like Italian English kind of like mashing up those two words, and you get a pizza. Which is so like instead it
like a name for an alternate. Like if you say that, nobody's thinking South Shore bar pizza or New York style.
No, you're thinking Connecticut.
They're thinking Connecticut, 100%.
Yeah, a pizza. That's like another way. It's basically the Connecticut word for pizzeria. Calling it a pizza is what you would call the establishment that makes this pizza.
And then
branding locally.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a Maine style pizza or a New Hampshire style pizza. Maybe New Hampshire style pizza could be the beach pizza, which is like.
Well, I was going to bring that up.
They put the provolone on it, which I don't even understand. But even that is better than I think the Rhode Island style pizza, which just to fill people in. This is like a cheeseless, cold pizza. Like
it's cold.
To me, it's almost like Elio. You know Elio's brand pizza.
Yeah,
it's like if you peel the cheese off of Elio's and maybe add a little more sauce and serve it cold. I think they cook it, but then they let it cool off. I imagine that's what's going on.
That's bizarre.
It's leftovers.
Yeah, and they call it deli style pizza.
This is so bizarre. I'm surprised I haven't heard of this, Rob. Given my proximity.
Oh, they sell it in like baskets, in like wrapped plastic bags with a twist tie.
Yeah, and you can get like a deli style pizza in Rhode Island. So I'm glad that I was able to bring a new pizza into your life tonight, Ethan. Or a lot of you, I'm quite sure. And I have friends from Rhode Island who will be upset with me for saying bad things about deli style. Dexter, for one, because he's lactose intolerant, so he's a big fan of the deli style pizza.
I'm glad that you brought up beach pizza, which is of course a style that is very specific to the Hamptons or Hampton Beach in northern Massachusetts, borderline New Hampshire. Because I have to tell you, Rob, I think I might have told you this before, but I'm going to reiterate the story to you, to you and to chat here, is when I the one time I got true South Shore bar pizza. Now, granted, there's a spot in Bridgeport, Connecticut that I go to. It's called Beverly Pizza. I would love you. Got to come down and visit, Rob, one day, because this place makes borderline South Shore bar pizza. But they don't call it that. Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture. It doesn't matter. The one time I tried real South Shore bar pizza, I was with my kid. We went to Linwood Cafe, Rob.
Yep, a classic. One of the classic spots. They have the famous bean pizza.
They have the bean pizza, right? I did not get the bean pizza. I believe I just got a mushroom pie. But it was great. While I was there, though, Rob, I didn't know it at the time. I found out later, but there was a very special person in the establishment who you may or may not know. Rob, what do you know about WBZ News Radio?
I mean, of course, I know about WBZ.
Do you know about the guy who goes out into the field and does these stories? He's like a young guy, kind of my age, puts a bit of a comedic spin on his videos.
Potentially, but if you said his name, but not off the top of my head.
I don't know his name exactly, but regardless, Autumn, my kid Autumn and I, we were in Linwood Cafe, and while we were eating our pizza, there was a guy, like a news guy there, and he was interviewing the guy who runs Linwood Cafe, and it turns out that what the video he was making for literally short form video, like TikTok and Instagram, whatever, is he was making a video on South Shore pizza versus beach pizza.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to send you this video, because the funny thing is if you watch this video and you see him interviewing the owner of Linwood Cafe, me and my kid are like off screen right behind him. Eating happily.
What a day for you to be there.
Say again?
What a day for you to be there.
It was perfect. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think I found the video. North Shore Beach Pizza versus South Shore Bar Pizza, and it's on WBZ News Radio in 2022.
Yeah. You got to check it out.
I can't wait to photobomb, video bomb the BZ pizza. Like,
you can't see us, but we are technically there. In fact, I had to like scooch behind the guy to get to their ATM, because Linwood Cafe is cash only.
It is. You will have to leave and get money. Oh, do they have an ATM?
They did have an ATM in there, so I did have to use their ATM and like suffer like a $5 charge.
Yeah, that's a very bar pizza, South Shore bar pizza thing to do. I believe Cape Cod, and there's another place. Anyway, it's all the same. They don't take cards. You have to go like use their ATM, and it charges you like $5. Town Spa. Town Spa is a great place. Hey, you remember? Wait, are we just on a phone call, or are we like broadcasting this to YouTube?
Oh, this is going
This is
straight. Yeah.
I'm totally kidding. I was completely aware. I was being sarcastic. I just wanted to remind us that this is actually not the pizza discussion forum show. This is Geekbeatradio, and we're talking about the Chip for Change record release. You guys remember that?
Oh yeah, I forgot. No, I remembered.
No, I'm just being a wise guy.
Nah, yeah.
Hey, no, I love talking about pizza, and I think that that's one thing that we have in common with a lot of chiptune people. For whatever reason, pizza, for the obvious reason, I guess, is a very chiptune food. Like, what other chiptune foods are there? Like,
this is a really good question,
pretty
Rob.
Universal.
This is
chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, chocolate chip cookies. I love that. Chips.
Chips.
In the UK, they call it crisp tune. Everybody's made that joke's been made a million times, I'm sure.
I love that joke. I would say that by default, as nerd foods, Doritos and Mountain Dew become chiptune foods.
Yes, in fact, Rob, have you heard about the Taco Bell Baja Blast pie?
I did hear about this, and even though I'm not necessarily on board with Baja Blast as my favorite flavor of Mountain Dew. I am feeling like the pie must be amazing.
I'm wondering. I'm sure it's already gone, unless it was so popular and got so famous they might bring it back. But
well, here's the thing: that I think everyone can do this. There's a thing going on now where originally there was that water pie from like the Great Depression that people make, where it's just basically water, butter, and flour, and it just becomes pie. Well, but people started making it with like apple juice or with cherry juice to make different faux fruit pies. But I bet you if you just take a Baja Blast and make water pie, we can make our own Baja Blast pie.
This is interesting.
Look pretty good.
This is interesting. I like this idea.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have time right now to run out and get. I don't know how many tracks are left. I could maybe bang out a Baja Blast pie. But
you know what? We'll save that. We'll save that for episode 2 of the reviving of Geekbeat Radio. How about?
It's a good idea, no doubt. How many tracks are left? How many tracks have we heard so far?
So we've heard 9 tracks so far out of 18. So we're literally halfway there.
This is a fantastic plan for us to be. We've already gotten to the food portion of our discussion.
Yeah, we've blown through that. So I believe that we are on the cusp of getting back to the music.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, people can only listen to us for so long.
We're yammering and yammering. Don't get me and Rob started on regional food topics. We will go on and on and on as illustrated. Without further ado, I think we should mosey on over to the music screen once again. And
well, what are we going to hear?
Say again?
What kind of music are we hearing? Tell us about what we're going to hear.
We're gonna hear some crisp tunes, some crisp chip tunes, and we're gonna start off our next segment with a friend of the show and chiptune artist extraordinaire, Animal Style. A song called "Dunk" by Animal Style. We're gonna go to right now, and we'll be back shortly on Geekbeat Radio. All right. Scene and we're back. We're
Hey,
back.
gang.
Hey, gang. Chat is mimicking the same conversation that we were just having off air, which was the fact that Dino from Cheap Dinosaurs is using some program called Bytebeat, which I've never heard of before, to make that music, and I'm excited to learn more about it. But before we get to that, we are going to go through the music that we just heard, which of course started with "Dunk" by Animal Style. Animal Style, what an incredible artist and performer. Actually played in Bridgeport, Connecticut one time, and I got to see them with Bit Brigade. It was a fantastic show. And Yusuf played with her because, of course, he did. Then we heard, 1 second, I gotta get the full name of the thing. "Turn the Tides" by Defense Mechanism. We heard "Rainy Summer Days" by Daya. And I would be remiss to not mention how Daya was a sometimes co-host of Geekbeat Radio. It's so cool to see Aaron back in the game, making music again for compilation albums, something he is no stranger of doing. And what a fantastic track it was. It's good to see you in chat, Aaron, and good to see you back making chiptune again.
May they never stop.
May they never stop.
Keep it up, Daya. We love you, Daya. You're the best. Keep it up.
And then, of course, the last track that we just heard was "Anding" by Cheap Dinosaurs. What an incredible track! And back around to the topic at hand of the kinds of tools that we're using to make chiptune music these days. Okay, just because I read it in chat, Facepalm said, what about me? Hi, Facepalm. It's good to see you. Facepalm, MC Facepalm, for listeners, just announced as a chip space performer at MagFest this upcoming
Congrats.
MagFest. Big congrats to Facepalm. So
water slides.
My favorite is "A Power Walking Up the Aggro Crag." That's my favorite MC Facepalm song. Anyways,
I have homework to do after the stream.
Oh yeah, everybody go listen to MC Facepalm. It's important.
He has an extensive catalog. He really does. You have to go listen to it. I'm telling you. But anyway,
I'm excited.
Yes, Facepalm, you were announced for MagFest. You better get ready. You're playing MagFest.
Start practicing.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of chiptune tools, this is something I have to look up, this Bytebeat tool. Do you know anything about it, Anthony?
I don't. I should have immediately Googled it when Dino and I talked about it, and then I didn't for some stupid reason. I don't have an answer.
Okay, so I just Googled it, and I just clicked the first link that I found, and I'm realizing that it is some kind of like code-based interface. It is it's looking a bit like MML almost, or something. I am not prepared to dive into what the hell this is right this instant. But I mean, I will share this into the call that I have with Anthony and Rob here. If you could just click that link and see what the hell I'm looking at. But if this was made in something like this, I am so intrigued by it. Not least of which, not least of the reason because there is a. I'm gonna let Rob gush a little about this. We've got an event coming up chat
Oh,
that you may or
yeah.
may not know about, and it's called Boston Bitdown. It's happening in kind of around the first week of the first week of March, and it's going to be a hell of a time if you can make it out to Boston around the first week of March. You want to come out to this incredible chiptune festival that we're throwing. But I bring this up because one of our recently announced artists that is performing at Boston Bitdown is someone by the name of Switch Angel, who is a artist known for making music with the live coding environment called Strudel. If you just look up Strudel live coding on YouTube, you will almost immediately come across a Switch Angel video, and learn a lot about it really quickly. But Rob, please kind of explain to chat who Switch Angel is and what she does.
I'm ready to completely burst at the opportunity to talk about this. Yeah, first of all, Boston Bitdown, March 5th through the 8th. Should be about like last year, about 50 performers, including the visualists, over the course of 4 days and 7 different venues. People you know, people you don't know, all different types of music. We've sort of expanded upon the original chiptune and digital fusion theme and made it a chiptune, VGM, and nerdcore. So there's some great artists of those different genres going to be announced soon. But yeah, no denying it. As of right this moment, I'm excited about a lot of these artists, but one of them that I'm the most excited about is Switch Angel. I think you'd be living under a rock if you make chiptunes and are listening to this album release party and you don't know who this person is. But just in case you missed it, go check her out on Reddit. The music that Switch Angel makes is pretty fantastic, but the method of using JavaScript through this Strudel, is it a platform? Is it a language?
I would call it maybe someone like Net Nomad could back me up on here. It's almost like an extrapolation of JavaScript is what I would call it.
But either way, she composes this on the fly and is clearly very extremely knowledgeable of both JavaScript and music in general. And in brief, clear descriptions, tells you what she's doing as she's doing it. But she has this fantastic voice that reminds me, it's not like she sounds like the person from Portal, but it hits you like that. It hits you like the Portal voice.
Like Gladys from Portal, yeah.
Like it hits you like Gladys. And the video that kind of went viral, at least I think maybe this was the one where it starts off, in the beginning there were 5 notes. And from just that point on, I'd be surprised if you weren't hooked.
It's immediately enticing.
Yes, and I don't know if that's how she performs or if that's how she performs perhaps in part. I certainly wouldn't be disappointed if that was a part of the performance, but it doesn't matter. The music in and of itself, because she has such a connection to it that she can literally dictate on the fly what she's doing. She knows what she's doing, is my point, and the music is really fantastic. So yeah, go give Switch Angel a look. If you go to the BostonBitdown.com right now and click on the little hamburger menu, you can see who we've announced so far. Although maybe last announcement today, Bubblegum Octopus maybe didn't make it to the site yet. But yeah, there'll be 50 artists there. You can get your your early bird tickets. Is early bird tickets over? I don't know, but the tickets are certainly available. And reach out to any of us. regular people. If you have questions, or if you want to be involved in some way, who knows? We're already so flooded with people who like what we're doing and want to do and become part of this that we're already making a list for 2027.
Yes.
Like how many for people to play for 2027, because 2026 is ready to go. Yeah. Boston Bitdown, Switch Angel.
Yeah. Please direct your attention to Boston Bitdown. I did share a link in chat. If this is something that you can swing coming out to, this is going to be our second Boston Bitdown. I went to the first one. It was phenomenal. It was talk about Rob. What you missed in the first segment is we talked heavily about essentially just the basic concept of community within chiptune, and I mean, look no further than kind of what is being built in Boston around Boston Bitdown. Petriform, who was our first act tonight on the roster, flew out from the West Coast just to be at Boston Bitdown. And I believe had a really good time. Petriform can either confirm or deny in the chat. But honestly, it was such an incredible experience, and being able to connect with your fellow chiptuners is a something that I feel extremely privileged to be able to do at many points in the year throughout my life now.
What's a great feeling for if you do have a lot of friends in the community, it feels great to be there. But I also think that if you don't know a lot of us, it probably would, and you want to, it would be a great place to meet people within the community. It just felt really great to be there. Everyone in Boston is helping out in one way or another. We're open to help from outside of Boston. We're not saying it has to be a Boston thing, but we just wanted to do something wonderful and be as inclusive as possible. And so far, that just seems to be the main drive. Do something wonderful and be as inclusive as possible, right?
Is everyone in Boston as nice as you?
Perhaps no way. But some people might not even think I'm very nice. But I know my heart's in the right place, and I'm glad that people enjoyed what we did last time so much that we feel like it's worth doing again. And yeah, we're already planning the next one. So come and hang out. One of the best parts of last year was I never met them somehow while I was there, but I saw them every day. Was the wonderful people from Gosh Diggity.
Yeah.
Who I wasn't even aware that they were a band. I thought they were excited fans are they from Chicago?
They're from Chicago.
Yeah, I thought they were excited fans from Chicago, passionately enjoying. They had the look on their face that I have on my face when I'm at these shows.
They looked like kids in a candy shop. If you're not aware, I would highly recommend everybody look up the band Gosh Diggity, and they are a kind of like burgeoning chiptune pop. What is it called? Power pop band based out of Chicago. And that was another group that flew out from decently far away just to be at Boston Bitdown. And Rob, I'm gonna maybe breach a little bit here because I don't know if they've been officially announced, but an exclusive Geekbeat Radio announcement. Gosh Diggity will be playing this year at Boston Bitdown, and you don't want to miss it. They're extremely an incredible band.
Yeah, they have been announced, and I love every single thing they do.
That's fantastic.
Without question. Yeah.
I want to check in with Anthony here. So we've heard the first 13 tracks of Chip for Change, Tenacity. What are your kind of like? What's an overall vibe that you feel like this group of artists have captured? And like, I would like to know kind of where the music and the album art meet, as well as the album title. Do you have some kind of like overall encompassing kind of like idea of what this represents?
It was that standing against the wave of vitriol that was kind of raising up around us as the political landscape around us shifted, I think, away from a little bit of progressivism and more toward a little more regressive policies and beliefs. I think people need to be reminded that that's not okay, and you don't have to succumb to it, and that we should continue pushing forward. And sometimes it does feel like going up against a force. And the work Nate did, Lightning Arts, I think is their name on Blue Sky, right? Nate Horsfall.
Yes.
The work they did on getting this album cover together just perfectly encapsulates that vibe. The music definitely came together in that way too. Everybody put their own voice into maybe the prompt and the feeling, and it allowed for a really nice ebb and flow on the album. I'm always happy that when I say we're gonna fight, here's the music idea, and then I get back stuff like Sun Touched by Obrise, and it's not exactly that vibe like that I was expecting, but it still fits into the web. It still has that tinge of like, we're not going anywhere.
It's the unapologetic personal identity of everybody who contributed to this album is, I think, extremely palpable. It is a driving force of good, and it is a strong statement that we will not stand for the injustices, and art, of course, and music is the avenues that us, in our community have to fight back in times of troubles like this. And it literally could not be clearer that this is what Tenacity is encompassing. You see this artwork, and it's so obvious. It's so obvious what this means in the best way possible. And good God, is it killer art? I just blew it up on stream so people can get a better look at it.
Well, I'd like to say that even though I've now recalled that it was Nate who said that South Shore Bar Pizza was the grilled cheese of pizza, the album art is fantastic, and everything that guy does art wise is fantastic. Has Nate done? I believe it has Nate done all your album covers? I believe he has.
No, the album covers have all been a different artist. The first one was done by Wayne Kubiak, who helps with the album orders. A phenomenal chiptune artist and game dev in their own right. I work with them on projects as well. The second album art was actually done by Storm Blooper.
Okay.
And this time it was Nate. We had recently connected on Blue Sky over reminiscing about Chipwin stuff, and I was like, actually, if you're not busy, or if you are busy and feel like helping still, which I think was the case, we would love to have you aboard for this, because we don't have a plan for that just yet, and it just kind of lined up really well. I mean, I would never turn away a Nate piece,
who could?
But this one, I think this one worked out really, really well. It was great timing.
Oh yeah, It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous album cover, and yeah, I love the like rage in the background, and the like beautiful colors in the front.
Oh, it's so good.
It speaks volumes.
Also,
It speaks volumes.
the frame popping that it's doing, where you've got like that kind of like black frame on the outside, but the hand is like exceeding that. So it's such a neat trick. It's so genius. It gives so much dynamic to the artwork. And then I just storytelling is such an interesting facet of humanity, where anybody can look at this artwork and you instantly recognize who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, I guess, for lack of a better descriptor. I love this hero, this punk rock, Game Boy wielding hero. I would love to know more about him, but you know what? That's what the album is telling. His story.
Well, that's the thing.
And the collective story of all of us.
Did you give Nate any instructions, expectations, or did you just say, "I need an album cover"?
Full credit to Nate. Gave him the same pitch I give the artists with the topic of the album, and they came to me with the concept. And I wasn't trying to be hands off with it, but every time Nate said something, I was like, "Go with that, run with that." Like, that's Nate. I mean, like we went over a couple sketches here and there, and like I was like, I think I like that color, I like that idea, but like Nate really took it and ran.
Yeah, it's very very clear.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be benefiting from Nate's great ideas?
I didn't want to get in the way of what was shaping up to be that.
That's what I'm saying. If Nate's like, I got an idea, who this dude's proved himself at this point, right? So, yeah, show me what you got, kid. Every time.
Well, I think that we've yammered on enough. We've
once again
we've yapped
to the music.
And it's about time we head back to the music. And I said off air, I didn't even plan this, but our fourth and final segment of the listening party is going to be headed by none other than Hang On Get Ready. Our very own Anthony here is the start of the next music segment with Number One Baby, which I love that album title or that song title. What an incredible song title. We're going to mosey on over to the music screen, listen to the rest of the we're gonna listen to the rest of the album, and then we will be back on Geekbeat Radio.
Yeehaw.
Talking scene. Welcome back to Geekbeat Radio. You've just heard Chip for Change Tenacity in its entirety? Question mark? Yes, pretty much is what you've heard. Rob, what do you think so far?
I have not had. First of all, let me turn the stream on mute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not had a way to listen to everything. But just now, I was listening to that JMR track, and that was beautiful.
Oh, it was phenomenal.
I think that's a way to like it was beautiful. Like I want to like sit there and like listen to it again while doing something like pleasant. It was just really nice, that track. So good job.
There's a self-assuredness to it.
Yes, there's music to cook a nice meal to.
Yeah, or just like while like walking around my yard, or say I just there was something pleasant. It gave me a feeling of pleasantness.
You know what? Even better, JMR, that song, "The Unseeable Forever." That is, I would say that's music to distribute mutual aid to. How about that? We should go through our list of the last segment that we just listened to, because of course that was headed off by Hang On Get Ready with Number One Baby. Now, if you depending on how you stress the words in that could be number one baby, which is how I want to think of it, but it could also mean number one baby. Any thoughts on whether or not you're talking about a specific baby who is number one, or if we're talking about we're going to the top, baby?
The brief origin story of it is I was at my friend's baby shower, and we were all drawing bibs for the baby as an activity, and my friend Steve, that was the phrase he wrote on the bib for some reason.
I love that. It's like number one dad, but number one baby. That's so good.
Yeah. So it really struck me as a very funny moment, and we all laughed about it. But the whole day, I had seen people I hadn't seen in like 10 years at this baby shower. It was just a really nice like togetherness day where I just felt very like complete in a way by seeing everybody. And when I went home that night, I started writing that song, and I was like, what else to call it but that? Like, it has to be the title.
That's so good. I love that. That's such an awesome story for an album title. We following that, we had oh god, it's another long but amazing album. Album song title. Truthfully, Everyone Needs a Chasm Inside to Yearn by Marissa Hapeman. Amazing song title, first of all. Second of all, amazing musician, Marissa Hapeman. I'm so glad to see you back, and I see you in chat again. It's so great to...
Ethan, I just admitted a moment ago that I didn't have an opportunity to hear all of the tracks because I didn't have a way to listen without messing up my audio stream to speak. So I only heard JMR's that last time. But I am so confident in Marissa's capabilities that I bet that track was just as awesome. Because Marissa, for whatever reason, her tracks always stand out to me.
Oh,
on
such a phenomenal
all the time.
Musician and chiptune artist.
Yeah. So hi, Marissa. I know you're in the chat. Yeah, I bet I can.
I've in terms of online chiptune compilation albums is primarily where I cross paths with Marissa Hapeman. She's been featured on multiple Kick Blips albums. She's been on other chiptune compilation albums. That's primarily where I hear her music, is on these chiptune compilation albums. But you should go check her out on Bandcamp because she has incredible albums out herself as well. And I'm just so pleased to hear another Marissa Hapeman track on a compilation album. It's fantastic.
Ethan,
and then,
correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Were you how I came across Marissa?
It's possible. I wonder. I might have, suggested you should reach out to her for being on a compilation because I know she's good for
Hey
it.
Marissa, if you're still there in the chat, if you remember how we met, please remind me because it's left my brain.
After that, we heard Auto Remy PK with Sentiment, and both of y'all were singing praises about Auto Remy PK, seemingly a legacy chiptune act that I'm woefully unaware of.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know if Remy makes like a ton of material, but Remy has certainly been around.
Yeah, Anthony.
Yeah, I believe a Philly scene veteran. One of the last remaining few people that's been on every Chip for Change. As we go forward, people are coming in and going out. So happy to still have them going. They do such cool programming work with like I think that Nomad pointed out the strumming sound. There's always something very interesting about how they process the audio and the sounds they create. I'd never hear anything like it.
It was really, really something else. I'm so glad I am now aware of this artist, so I can do the deep dive and learn more about it. Following that, we had Aethernaut. Oh my god, I love Aethernaut so much. Aethernaut is one of my favorite chiptune artists of all time. With the title track Tenacity. How did that come to pass, Anthony? How did
They were the only artist to title their song the word I used to describe the album Inspiration. Honestly.
I see.
They just picked the word and I was like, you know what? Cool.
Wait, so you already had the word tenacity somewhere on a list for yourself?
As a descriptor.
And then they happened to
Tenacity was the theme, and then I had a whole blurb of text explaining what I meant by that because I can't just say tenacity. And then they just called it Tenacity. And again, of the 18 of us, they were the only one to be like, that's what I'll call my song. And I was like, cool.
That's great.
Wait, did you never say the word tenacity to anyone?
No, everybody.
Oh, no, I said it to everyone.
Everybody saw it. So it went
to everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine if they all said tenacity. What would you have done then?
It would be a whole
I think we would have had a group talk.
If it were my album, I would say, okay, Petriform made Tenacity 1. Cramuel made Tenacity 2. Anyways, I would think that would be really funny. But yeah, what an incredible track. Aethernaut always kills it. And also, I was pleasantly surprised, more Vocaloid. I wasn't.
Yeah, it kind of comes out of nowhere.
It kind of comes out of nowhere. That's 2 Vocaloid tracks on Chip for Change. I'm surprised Hatsune Miku had the time to make 2 tracks for the album.
She wants to give back. I think.
Yes. Hatsune Miku
is also record multiple tracks at the same time.
Yeah. And then, of course, we ended out the album with the Unseeable Forever by JMR. And I mean, what else can you say? Good grief, what a beautiful song. JMR never fails to deliver an incredible piece of music when it's needed in these trying times.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe I'm just a sucker because I miss all of you and doing. But yeah, this album's what I was able to hear tonight is fantastic, and all of you are fantastic, and support Chip for Change, support people things like this, and support them when it's not for charity too. There's a lot of people on this album who are going to release music again. All of them are. Go get that album when it's not on Chip for Change. And you'll find that one of the best ways to learn about chiptune music is to buy and listen to other chiptune artists' album, because inevitably they'll have a credit or they did some sort of they worked with another artist, and you'll learn about more artists.
Like Ethan somehow missed a couple artists along the way, and I've missed some artists along the way, but we learn from each other. And so yeah, go support all of these artists. And please give to them, whether it's on a Bandcamp Friday. Do they still do that? They
You know
do,
what?
right?
I'm so glad that you brought that up. I was literally about to get up on a soapbox. I just want to say something about that. That you brought up Bandcamp Friday. Bandcamp Friday is great, and it was really important for musicians kind of at the start of the pandemic to make up for the wages that they were missing not playing out in shows because the pandemic was happening. I want to get up on a soapbox real quick and talk about how y'all should consider album releases by our fellow chiptune musicians if you're going to go and buy those albums, and their relationship with Bandcamp Friday. We just did our November issue of Chiptune Monthly touched upon this, and Adam Seitz wrote a very great kind of like write-up about this topic. And what I'm talking about is how Bandcamp Friday was really good at the start of the pandemic, and now has kind of like outstayed its welcome, we think. And so I'm just going to read a little snippet of what Adam Seitz wrote to really, get up on my soapbox and hear me out and draw your own conclusions. This is what Adam Seitz said in the intro of our most recent Chiptune Monthly. While we try to release these newsletters to coincide with the first Friday of every month so that we can catch Bandcamp Fridays and make sure as much money goes to the artists as we're able to help influence, there's something that needs to be said about what Bandcamp Friday has done to the culture of purchasing music there. Thankfully, we don't have to be the ones to say it. Curious Quail wrote an article about it a year ago now. I can share that in a moment. And other people have been bringing it up more recently, especially as Bandcamp has been moving it from every first Friday to being alternating months. So Bandcamp Friday doesn't even happen every month anymore. And then quarterly, actually. Yeah, it's like Bandcamp Friday is like quarterly now or something. It's like it's kind of random. Anyways. Obviously, the best way to support an artist financially is to physically hand them your hard-earned money in exchange for their work. But beyond that, the next best way is to give them money. The next best way to give them money is whatever the option is to give it to them now. Giving them 80% of the price of an album now and giving them 100% of the price of an album in 2 months could be the difference between that person making their rent payment this month, both for their tangible monetary reason and for the very intangible popularity algorithm reasons that get their work discovered by more people, leading to more sales. Ultimately, as long as you're buying an artist's music, that's the thing that matters. And if you're someone like me, Adam, I'm speaking in Adam's voice here now, who is riddled with ADHD and forgets about albums the minute you look away from them, then sure, go build up a wish list, and the next time Bandcamp Friday rolls around, go ham and buy everything that past you saw but present you forgot about. But if you have the ability to make those purchases in the moment, that's a great way to make sure that those artists are getting immediate benefits from your enjoyment of their music. And so that's the statement. I think that is there is, to expand a little bit on kind of the problem at play here, is that when Bandcamp Friday comes around, everybody like musicians feel like all of a sudden they're in competition with a bunch of other musicians for your wallet. Because everybody is like trying to get their like music sold on Bandcamp Friday. I made a post about this on Blue Sky a little while ago. That basically boils down to this: it's like if a musician puts out an album that is like any other time of the year, they want you to buy that album, or they like put their album up for pre-order. They want you to pre-order or buy their album like right then. If somebody releases an album like the day before Bandcamp Friday or on Bandcamp Friday, they want you to buy that on Bandcamp Friday. So like, do not try to spend your money immediately more, I think, is like the lesson here. Obviously this is a perfect example of this, right? We're showcasing this incredible album, Chip for Change Tenacity. It's being released on a random, Friday in the middle of the month. It's not Bandcamp Friday. There's no need to like wait until like the next Bandcamp Friday to buy Chip for Change Tenacity. Go buy it right now. It's live. You can buy it. Anyways, I'm getting off my soapbox now. I've said everything I need to say.
No, I'm glad you got on your soapbox because I had missed this article, eloquently written by everyone's favorite Adam Seats. And to point this out, I guess it's really obvious when you think about it. And especially, I don't know if they considered the after effects of switching the regularity of a Friday, making people purchase things like sort of on a Black Friday kind of rotation, is how it affects the streaming numbers. And so like that translates into something else, right? Like where, it's a butterfly effect. Just buy the music. Look, most musicians understand that not everybody has disposable income, and that's why they allow you to listen to most of their music in one way or another. It's just about convenience, right? If you can pay for convenience, then do it. Whether it's paying for a streaming service and streaming your favorite band that way, or purchasing the album, do it. And if you can't, well, then maybe you just go ahead and you listen to it on YouTube or whatever tracks they have. Chip in when you can.
Chip in when you can, and I'll say that honestly, moreover, like especially in chiptune, I'm not going to speak for every single chiptune artist. I can speak for myself, and that's just about it. But also, Anthony mentioned this at the start of the show, where the idea of like Chip for Change, the music on Chip for Change is freely available for anybody to listen to. You can download it for free. It is a pay what you want album, and the most important thing is that you listen to it, and not so much that you are like paying for it. More importantly than paying for the music that you want to listen to is, at the very, very least, is either word of mouth, like talking about, sharing these artists that you love. Go on social media and just share a link to your favorite chiptune artists Bandcamp. Share a link to your favorite any artist Bandcamp, because that's going to lead to more discoverability. Somebody's going to maybe hear it that otherwise wouldn't have. And the same goes for a charity album like this. Even if you're unable to, personally give your hard-earned money, to such a great cause like the ACLU. If you're unable to do that, it's free to share it. and it's free to listen in the terms of Chip for Change, and that's important in the times we are in right now.
Yeah, and nobody's getting rich off chiptune.
It's always
You're
been
always helping.
always
You're
been the
always
case.
helping somebody. You're always helping somebody who could use a couple bucks, at least as simple motivation to continue. Because it's sometimes hard to. Is anybody listening? To continue, and yeah, encourage these artists in times like these to continue, because it makes me happy to hear this type of music. And not even just chiptunes. Generally, support art. Support Nate in his visual art. Support your favorite guitarist. Do it all if you got the time, because it makes the world a better place.
My other piece of advice is if you are interested in chiptune live shows and you feel like you wish there was a chiptune live show near you, it's probably easier than you think to set up that show yourself and build a community where you are. And you don't have to necessarily worry about the size of that community as long as everybody involved understands the kind of like the vibe of the finances of the situation. That said, build your communities where you are. Don't wait for somebody to build that community for you. You can do it. I believe in you. It's easier than you think. We need more chiptune communities, small local chiptune communities that can band together and do stuff like this, create albums like Chip for Change. Yeah. Anthony, thoughts?
I think you guys said it all. I really do. There's something to be said for the build the community where you are situation. That's kind of what this was born out of. And we do the shows. We did the shows in Buffalo, and I'd like to get back to them. But keeping the spirit alive with something like this gives it greater reach. And I mean, like, build the community you want online or offline. Just make stuff with your friends and make friends that you can make stuff with. Like, if you have it in your blood, if you have it in your bones, if you have the drive, don't ignore that. Run toward it.
Yes, absolutely. I just said I'm nodding furiously because I am nodding furiously. Make stuff with your friends. Like, that's such an awesome kind of like vibe. Is like,
I love how you put that. Make stuff with your friends and make friends you can make stuff with. And yeah, what a philosophy. I know as somebody who's as the older I get and the more responsibility I have, having something to do that you really enjoy when you aren't full of responsibility, it's better than just flipping on the TV and seeing whatever crap they're throwing at you. To have something that you love, like a music community like this one, that has its heart in the right place most of the time and seems to be pretty accepting and inclusive in my experience, and worth supporting. And usually the creative types are really cool people to get to know. I know that's maybe my preference. I like the strangest of most interesting people in the world. But boy, does this community deliver.
I didn't know any of you. I didn't know anybody in chat. I didn't know anybody in this community until I started messing around in Family Tracker on third shift at my job 15, 20 years ago. Like it was as simple as that. Get in, make the thing, see who's out there.
So cool. Yeah, I've been friends with you both for a long time. How cool is that? Chiptune.
Brings
Booyah.
us together.
It does.
Uh,
So the album's there, yeah?
yeah, the album's
Oh
out.
yeah, it's out.
Yep. It was actually, I think, very smartly. We made sure that it was out even before the stream started because usually the chiptune the chiptune album release parties that we do on Geekbeat Radio, in the past we've been like, and now it's out. But you know what? It made sense, I think, given the circumstances, to just release it ahead of time. But it was released today, and yeah, you can get it now. You should give it a bunch of your money, a ton of your money as you can. And if you can't, just make sure to share it, tell your friends, listen to it, download it, play it at parties, have people ask you what song is this, and you can say, oh, it's from a really cool compilation album that you should probably go out and buy. Yeah, the album's out. The album's out now. Get it.
Yeah.
Now, not that I want to extend what has been a very long broadcast if anybody's tired, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't do a brief zombie talk.
Oh my God! What the hell? What? How is our guest Rob one-upping us on the zombie talk? A thing I completely forgot about because it's been at least 5 years since we've done a Geekbeat Radio.
Yes. Well, here's the thing. You had said that there was some aspects of a traditional Geekbeat Radio broadcast that you didn't put together, but then you did such a beautiful job on putting the stream together, and we can, maintaining our conversations on and off air while playing the music. So I'd like to turn the chat's attention to Donut Shoes and say thank you for putting such a wonderful night together. But and so because of that, I wasn't going to talk about the zombie talk. Maybe we weren't going to have one, but I am really excited to have one. Without music, yeah. I mean, I think I even have the music. I could probably get a few.
I just pulled it up. Hold on, Rob. I just pulled it up on YouTube. Give me a second. I need to go to the filters and give it audio monitor, and now we can hear it when I play it. But that begs the question: before we start the music, what the hell is our zombie talk topic?
Well, it's okay. Sometimes we would discuss the topic while the music was playing, and I can't hear the music because I'm not.
I'm gonna play it right now.
Are you gonna play it in the stream, or in our Discord call as well?
Should be on the Discord call.
Okay. All right. Well, then yeah, maybe I'll hear it. Anyway, it's okay if we have the music playing while we discuss. Either way. Now, if you don't know what a zombie talk is, we picked something that would relate to if there was a zombie apocalypse, and we sort of debate a topic, whether it be, look, we've done them all, but just for example, what would be, what would you eat, where would you live, land or sea, we've done it all. So you really got to get creative. And we usually try to impose, because of that, because we started to run out of ideas, it became a thing that was easier for us to impose it on our guest. So,
yeah,
that
true.
Gives me a thing to say, and I probably came up with a couple of nice zombie talks along the way in the past few years that I wish I had written down. I wish I had a whiteboard somewhere where I'd been listening them. But I'm open to zombie talk ideas, and usually what happens is we bend the initial idea into something that somebody just spurts out of desperation, and then we like, oh, how about this? So, and usually what also happens is I'm remembering, I am forced to vamp the whole time until one of the people, whether in this case it will be donut shoes or hang on, get ready, until one of them comes up with something.
Okay. I got it. All right. This is how it always goes. Rob vamps until I figure it out. And I figured it out. All right. This is the Zombie Talk theme. The Zombie Talk theme is, regionally speaking, where in the country is best suited for you to survive in the zombie apocalypse. And so I'm gonna restart the Halloween theme music, the zombie apocalypse music. I'm sorry, the Zombie Talk music. There we go.
You're saying where in the greater United States? Are we talking just lower 48?
Yeah, I think that's the question. Is where, or make a defense for where you are. It's either of those two. You can either come up with a place that you think is the best place to survive the zombie apocalypse in the greater U.S., or defend, say, for your case, Buffalo. Why would Buffalo be the place to?
Oh dear God, Buffalo would not be. Well, Buffalo might be good in the winter months.
Well, I'll say that I don't think that. Are we starting? Is this?
Yeah, we're starting.
Okay. So I'd say that if you're in the middle of the northern section of the country, it's just not a great place unless somehow you feel like the winter is to your advantage. Because in some cases, the winter could be to your advantage because, they say zombies freeze, but that's to be debated, right? Like, if we decide that zombies can still move around quite freely most of the time in Minnesota in the dead of winter, then maybe it's irrelevant. But I think it's really cold over that way in the middle of the winter. And I think zombies are slower and easier to deal with. A tougher life, sure, And then if you go too far south, it's pretty hot.
But these days, though, if you go to Texas, right, and it is the middle of winter, there is the problem where lately in the winter, Texas gets pretty cold. And they have these terrifying winter storms that like freeze their pipes, and they're not prepared for it. Which does lead me to think that northern United States is the best option in some regards, whether it's in Buffalo or in even maybe Connecticut or Massachusetts or whatever. You can in the winter months at the very least, you are fairly well off. The question is that are zombies then thawing in the summers and coming back to life? And is that only a partial problem that you're solving by staying north in the winter?
Well, I think these things rot. But go ahead.
Well, if zombies do freeze in the winter, the question does become: do they come back to life? But it's so hard to judge. Like, which types of zombies are these? Do we ever ask that question in these? I don't remember. These are just the slow movers.
Typically, we don't ask that.
The shamblers.
Question.
Okay, ignore that question then.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty understood. Flesh freezes and decays in the cold. I don't know if they would come back to life. I wonder if the regenerative properties would hold.
I think they definitely come back to life, but they just become less efficient in their like they just they as their bodies. What if you had like a roast on the counter and it was frozen, and you just left it out in the sun as it went from like, March to April to May to June. Like it's not gonna look the same, and it's gonna deteriorate. And so I think these things rot, and so you might get a little bit of a break.
So
As
I
they
guess piggybacking off of shoes and then Net Nomad, maybe in Minnesota would be best because the winters are harsh there, and they have a lot of fresh water in those lakes.
If you had access to, say, the Department of Transit style, snow plows, then in theory, you could just completely plow through zombies and bury them in snow drifts for the entirety of winter, and they're not getting out of those, right? Surely.
You could maybe set these piles of zombies on fire. Like, if the zombies truly get damaged from the snow, then the zombie population is going to drop. And you might, if you can find yourself a super cold, isolated area with harsh winters, may be able to annihilate the zombie population within a few years, if not a decade, and live at peace.
It's possible. It's definitely possible. You could make what you're describing, Rob, is essentially the opposite of I believe the Game of Thrones bit, like the North Wall, South Wall. I forget how Game of Thrones worked. And the White Walkers. You're like the what in your scenario. You're like New England or the northeast of the United States, which is where all three of us are. So we're very biased towards surviving up here. But you're suggesting that northern Pennsylvania or whatever is going to be like this white wall of once zombies try to go past there in the winter, they're not going to make it very far.
No, well, I mean, the one hole in my theory is that, they could just migrate north, not knowing. They could start wandering randomly at any given moment. There's zombies wandering in all directions, right? And so the ones that are going to wander north, unless redirected, are always going to wander north. And if they wander north at the right moment, they may get there before it becomes this bitter cold season and repopulate the area.
True.
I think
and then they're going to make zombies that are resistant to cold, because if you become a zombie in the cold.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of this. Well, there's also small islands off of North Carolina.
That's true.
Where it might be a place to go. I feel like I'm gonna want some ocean. I'm an ocean person. And I don't really have time to get to the West Coast. I think it's too populated. So I think you gotta go mid-east. And I don't
gotta get a lighthouse if you're going to be doing ocean stuff.
Ooh, I like this. Zombie lighthouse is now something that we need to consider for future zombie talks.
First of all, I just love saying zombie lighthouse.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's the first time I've said it, and I already knew I was going to like it before I did. Yeah. I mean, I'm distracted now.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? This zombie talk, I believe, comes to the end of its discussion with Zombie Lighthouse, and that's just going to be, of course, what we talk about next on the next episode of Geekbeat Radio.
That's the firmest zombie talk landing I could have ever hoped for after such a long hiatus.
Yeah, there's frankly nothing more that you could ask for.
If there was a possible way for me to make a T-shirt that said Zombie Lighthouse and wear it to work tomorrow, I would.
Got a Sharpie?
Yeah.
I mean,
white T-shirt and a Sharpie? Probably.
Yeah. I might need to do this.
That might have
I'll
to be
take a picture if I do.
All right, everybody, look forward to the next rollout of Geekbeat Radio merch. We're going to be selling white T-shirts with Sharpie written on it, Zombie Lighthouse, and they're going to cost probably like $35 a piece. $38 if you're getting an extra large. But yeah, we've just about reached the end of the return episode of Geekbeat Radio, I think.
My goodness.
We're back.
It feels great. What a great reason to come back for a compilation of music so that it wasn't focused on one thing. It was focused on a lot of different people and their efforts. Gave us a chance to connect with some wonderful people in the chat. Really, some of you in there, I miss you all so much. And tonight was just feel good time. It's like putting on an old sweater. That's what it felt like tonight.
It does, absolutely.
Like putting on an old Zombie Lighthouse T-shirt.
Yeah,
yeah.
So many mustard stains.
So, yeah, let's do this again.
Yeah, we should absolutely do this again pretty soon.
Let's do it soon.
Look out for. Okay, Why am I burying the lead here? Go and buy Chip for Change Tenacity. I'm once again sharing the link to it in the chat.
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for.
Please go enjoy it.
Please go enjoy it.
Everybody puts so much work into it. I'm so proud of what everybody has done. It wouldn't be possible without the help of all the artists, you guys helping push it. Like I really appreciate the blood and sweat everybody's put into this, and probably the tears.
100%.
Well, for me, there was no blood, there was no sweat, and there was no tears. It was all smiles, and I thank you for that. But yes, thank you for those of you that did give yourselves to this cause, and give to this cause, and keep your eyes out because, yeah, this I think tonight has personally motivated me. And it's probably personally motivated these other people on the call and in the chat. So yeah, keep up the good work, Chiptune.
Yeah,
we like you.
Chiptune rules.
Chiptune is my friend.
Do you got anything else to plug, Anthony?
No, just this. I really.
I hear you.
I got nothing.
I
nothing immediate on the horizon to plug. I really. And there's 2 other albums on the Bandcamp. If you're looking for some good jams,
yes.
There's I think 11 plus 25, so 36 other songs on top of the 18 plus 1 bonus instrumental track.
I'm on one
at
of
the
them.
end of this.
I'm on one of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chiptune. Petroform says thank you, Chiptune. Yeah, go check out all of the other Chip for Change albums. The other albums that we referenced tonight, T for T. Has an album coming out in 2 weeks that's benefiting Trans Lifeline and Mermaids. I mentioned Cloud Crew, which has a bunch of albums out that are all benefiting Zebra Youth. There's so much great music out there that is supporting great causes, and you can also just go directly to those organizations and benefit their efforts if you have to support charity. Just blanket statement there. Go ahead and support charity. That's got to be it for us. We have to go. It's pumpkin time.
I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin soon.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn into a chiptune.
Yeah. But that said, we're not going to leave you with nothing. We're going to leave you instead with the special bonus track that is on Chip for Change Tenacity, which is the instrumental version of 3X Blasts. I love being part of the economy. It's what I was born to do.
As Facepalm would say, bum, 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 bum.
thanks, Anthony, once again for throwing this all together and getting Geekbeat Radio involved.
Yeah, thank you so much for being gracious enough to host it. It's always awesome to hear you guys.
Awesome.
Oh, it was an honor. It was an honor to be part of all of this.
Yes.
Thank you for reaching out.
I had a blast. Okay. And that's been Geekbeat Radio signing off, everybody. Goodbye.
Good night.
Good
Sleep
night. Good day.
tight.
Okay, goodbye.